Thank you very much.
Am I audible to you now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, all of you, please pay attention. So yesterday we were talking about kindly make yourself in a silent mode and do not open your video mode. So let's assume that you have written a simple program. Let's call it as program1.java. Okay. And what you have done is you have installed a software and that is called a JDK. So we have a software which consists of something called as a JDK, and there is something called as a JRE, and there is something called as a JRE. So most of you have installed the necessary software. So when I give the command javac program1.java, okay, what is happening is it is compiling your code by taking into consideration the help of JDK. Okay, so you may ask, what does the JDK contain? The JDK contains series of packages such as java.language, in which we have system.out.println. Okay, the scanner class, in which is used to accept the data from the keyboard, and that is available in java.util. So all those packages are available in something called as JDK. Clear? Now when I say Java, now what is the result of saying javac program1.java? If you have no errors, it should give me prog1.class file. Prog1.class file. So when I say Java prog1, what should happen? This JRE, that is Java runtime environment, will be coming into the picture. Okay. And what it does, it creates something called as, kindly pay attention, this is very important. It creates something called as a JVM. What is JVM? Java Virtual Machine. It is called Java Virtual Machine. And in this particular machine, it is executing your code. It is executing your code. So again, I will repeat. The first step is you need to install the software. So I told you a site where you should be going and installing the software. Once you have installed the software, we have to unzip it. Where you have to unzip it? You have to unzip it in C: program files. Once you have done it, you have to set the two settings. One is Java_home, another is the path. Tavish, kindly mute yourself. Okay, so we should set the path, we should set the java.home. Why we do all this step is whenever we wrote a program in a particular directory, we should be in a position to compile it. Okay, and execute your program. So assume that you have gone to some particular folder and written a program which consists of class program1, public static void main, system.out.println, welcome to coding. Okay, you have saved it. Now when I say Java C program1.java, what should happen is this particular software which is installed consists of JDK and JRE. JDK will come into the picture. What is the job of the JDK? It will take this particular source program, convert it into program1.class file. Okay, this is actually called a bytecode. This is actually called a bytecode .class file. Okay, now how do I execute this particular .class file? You execute this particular class file by saying Java and the program1. Okay, so this Java C Java is there in this particular folder, that is C: program files JDK15 bin folder. All these programs are there. Okay, so when you do this, it will compile it, create a class file, and when you do java.program1, what will happen is it will create something called as a virtual. What do you mean by virtual? What do you mean by virtual? Virtual means it is nothing but a software. It is nothing but a software which is mimicking the behavior of a machine. It is a software which is mimicking the behavior of that particular machine. So in that particular JVM, in that particular virtual machine, what is happening? Your code is being executed and you can see the output on the screen. Now, why Java follows this particular approach? Java follows this particular approach for a very simple reason. Let's assume that you have written this program on the Windows application. Okay. Now your client is working on the Linux. Let's say you are a developer in ABC company. You have written some projects. This project has got certain Java file. You have compiled it. You have compiled it using this particular instruction. So what is the result of it? I have got this particular class file. Then what you have to do, you have to go to the client machine. Assume that client is working on Linux, or client is working on Mac, or client is working on Sun Solaris, various operating systems. Okay. Now, when you take this program, you don't have to take a .java file. You don't have to take a .java file. You simply have to take a program1.class file, and then you could run it on the Linux or the Mac or the Solaris or the Sun system by simply saying Java and the program1. Java and the program1. That is not the case with any other programming language. So to have this portability that you could execute the program on any of the system, Java basically introduce something called as a virtual machine. So what is the concept of a virtual machine? Concept of a virtual machine is Dipanshu, your screen should not be visible. So the concept is it created something called as a virtual machine. So this virtual machine will be interacting with the operating system. So this will be interacting with operating system. So that operating system could be Windows, it could be Linux, it could be Mac, it could be anything. Okay. So we call the Java program as Vora. That means write once and you can run anywhere. Write once, run anywhere. Clear? So let me tell you in short What is the philosophy of the Java? The philosophy of the Java is something like this. Your development machine could be anything and your runtime machine could be anything. For example, let's assume my runtime is Linux, because in the industry we don't have Windows, we have something called as Linux. Okay, in the development we have something called as Windows, as most of the students have Windows, but ideally you should be working on Linux, okay, or Mac. Because why? Because in the industry we work on Linux. So assume that as a developer you have written certain codes. Okay, these codes are written in Windows platform. So to illustrate, I have taken program1.java. Okay, this is the code I have written. I'm not saying Java C, program1.java. So what is the result of it? The result will be you will be creating program1.class file. Okay. Now, if you want to execute on some other friend's system which has got a Linux, then what you have to do, you have to simply take this particular file to this system and then say Java and program1. No need to take this particular program. Just simply take this particular class file and execute it. Clear? So how this concept is achieved? This concept is achieved by something called as first step is there is a JDK and plus there is something called as a JRE. So as a developer, when we write a code, okay, we'll be referring to the various library. You want to connect to the database, you'll be using JDBC. You want to use a threaded application, you'll be using the thread library. So you will be taking the help of this particular library, that is JDK library. Clear? Okay, which has got the necessary library files which you'll be using in the code. So once you compile it, what will happen? It will create this particular program1.class. Now when you have to run it, this particular chap will be creating something called as a JVM. We call it as a virtual machine. Why virtual? Because it doesn't exist. It is a software which is now behaving as a machine. Now in this particular JVM, what will happen? Your program will execute. Your program will execute. Okay. So who is creating all this? It is a JRE which is creating it. It is a JRE which is creating it. So in short, this is the diagram. Okay. So you have written a program. There is a JDK and JRE, which we call it as a Java. When you say I download the software, it is this particular software, JDK and JRE. Okay. You compile the program, we get something called as a program1.class file. Now this particular JRE, what it will do, it will create a JVM for you. It will create a JVM for you and it will execute your Java program inside it. It will program a Java program inside it. Clear? Now, does anyone has a doubt over here? You can type it in the chat window and write your questions. I'm giving you a window or two. If you have any questions, kindly raise it in the chat window. Only type it in the chat window. If you have any doubts, kindly raise it in the chat window. These are very, very important concept. Okay. These are very, very important concepts. So point number one, when you install a software, you get a JDK and a JRE. Point number one. Point number two, you write a program. It could be written in a notepad. It can be written in the notepad. You compile it. Okay. When you compile the code, what happens? It creates something called as a .class file. It creates something called as a .class file. Clear? The .class file will be taken by the JRE, which is Java, and it will create a JVM and execute the code in this. Is it clear to you? So yesterday when I wrote a notepad program in the notepad and I compiled it, we got something called as this particular compile Java program. Then we executed it. It was executed under the JVM by the Java. Okay, so this cycle should be very, very clear to you that there is something called as a JDK, there is something called as a JRE. Clear? Understood? Okay. So what was the yesterday's program? Yesterday's program was something like so yesterday's program had something like a keyword called as class. Okay, then we had something called as a public static void main. Okay, so what are all these? These are nothing but the keyword. These are nothing but the keyword. They have got certain meaning to it. Class, public, static, void. Okay, then in that bracket we had something called as a string, then args. Okay, all these have got certain meaning. These are called the keyword. These are called the keyword. So kindly pay attention. So kindly pay attention. First question to you, system.out.println, where it is available? You can type it in the chat window. Where is system.out.println available? You can type it in the chat window. Where is system.out.println available? The system.out.println is available in the package called as java.language. Okay. So kindly remember that system.out.println is available in something called as a package called as java.language. It's a package. By default, we do not have to write it. Everything is coming from the package. What is this particular string arguments called? String arguments is nothing but the arguments being passed to the program. We haven't learned it till now. Okay, so the first assignment for which you have been given 3 minutes. Okay, what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to write a code which will convert Celsius degree in a double value from the console, then convert it into Fahrenheit. So if you look at this question, what it is asking is you should accept the temperature in Celsius and convert it into Fahrenheit. If you don't know the formula, then this is the formula. Fahrenheit is equal to 9 divided by 5 into Celsius plus 32. Clear? What I need a particular class name. That class name is program 3, because yesterday we had done 2 programs. This is the 3rd program. My class name should be public 3. The variable name should be Celsius and Fahrenheit. You should be accepting the temperature from the user. You should be using this formula to convert it, and you should be displaying the Fahrenheit temperature, and you should be displaying the Fahrenheit temperature. So I want you to write a code which will convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, and for this we have been given 3 minutes. So I will check the solution at 11:23. Kindly do not mute yourself. Your only way of communication will be through the chat window. Sachin, kindly switch off your video.
not.
So you have been given a program to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. Type it in the chat window.
তারা নিমন্ত্রণ করবে নাকি নিমন্ত্রণ করতে যাবে এবার
Okay. So let's check out the Okay, all of you please pay attention.
रोहित गाना मत बजाओ। कौन?
Kindly pay attention. Do not create a ruckus over here. Okay, do not create a ruckus over here. Point number one. As I already told you, most of the companies are asking for Java and you should be in a position to learn it seriously. Okay. The learning is little bit steep for Java. It is not easy as Python. So it is better that those who are not interested can leave the class as soon as possible. And the only mode of communication should be the chat window where I'll be asking the questions and you should be answering to it. I hope I have made myself very clear to you.
सर इन्हें रिमूव कर दो, डिस्टर्ब कर रहे हैं ये।
नहीं ना, एग्जाम में नहीं बैठने देंगे ना।
यस सर, ये सही रहेगा।
One moment. Point number one. Okay, point number one. Do not make a habit of writing a star over here. Do not make a habit of writing a star. If you write a star, you are giving the impression to the other people that you do not know which class to include. Because when you say java.util.star, it means I know that there is a scanner class, okay, but from the util I have access to everyone, which I don't want. I want only access to scanner class. So you should say import java.util.scanner. So first rule, in the company, star is not allowed. You have to use explicitly the scanner class. Why? Because I'm going to use it over here. Clear? Point number two. Point number two. Let me explain this particular line. Scanner input is equal to new scanner system.in. Attention carefully. As I have said, the learning curve is little bit steep in case of Java. So this is scanner. Okay, let's say S is equal to new scanner system.in. Am I audible to you now? Yeah. So kindly pay attention to this particular line. Okay. Point number one. What is scanner? Scanner is a class where in java.util package. So in java.util we have got something called as a scanner. What is this as? It is called reference variable. It is called reference variable. Okay. When I say int a, what is a? A is a variable of the type integer. Similarly, when I say scanner s is a reference variable of the class scanner. Kindly note, int is not a class. Int is a data type. Hence, we use a variable name. When I say scanner s, what is scanner? S is a variable, reference variable of the scanner class. What is new? New is used to create an object. So new is used to create an object. That means memory will be allocated for this chap now. What is this particular scanner system.in? It says that it is a constructor. We haven't discussed constructor. And the parameter over here stands for the keyboard. The parameter over here stands for keyboard. System.in stands for the keyboard. So the complete line will be class, reference variable, new is used to create. This complete is a constructor. And in this constructor, this particular variable or the parameter will be taken, and that is system.in, which is nothing but the keyboard. Once I do something like this, what I can do with it? Well, I can use the various method. So int a is equal to s dot next int. Okay. So this particular object of the scanner class can access a predefined function called as next int, which will accept the integer from the keyboard. Double b is equal to s dot next double. What it means, this particular s object of the scanner class has got a predefined function called as next double, which will accept a double value from the keyboard. So kindly remember that point number one, java.util contains a scanner class. So we have to say import right at the top, import java.util.scanner. Do not use star. It is not a good practice. What does this variable S means? S means a reference variable. Is it compulsory that you should write S? No, we could write obj. But whatever you write over here, that should be used over here. Okay, so obj.nextInt, obj.nextDouble, nextInt and nextDouble are the predefined function available in the scanner class, available in this particular package. So what I did over here was, I said import java.util.scanner. Double Celsius, double Fahrenheit. I declared the two variable over here. Okay, so these are the variable. Double is a keyword, static is a keyword, void is a keyword, public is a keyword, string is a data type. So Celsius, Fahrenheit are the data type. System.out.println will display the message on the screen. I created an object called as scanner input is equal to new scanner system.in. Okay, what we did, we said Celsius is equal to input.nextDouble. This allowed us to accept a double value. Now what do you mean by double? Integer takes only the whole number. Integer takes only the whole number, that is positive integer, negative integer along with the 0. What if I want to enter something like 45.23 or the value of pi is 3.14? If I want to enter a number with decimal places, then what should I use? I use something called as a double. So this is the data type and hence I have to use a function called as nextDouble. Then what I do, I calculate the value of a variable by using this particular function. Then what I do, I display the contents of the Fahrenheit. I display the contents of the Fahrenheit over here. Okay. Now, since you use the object of the scanner class, what you should do? You should close it. But you should normally close it immediately after accepting the data. So you accepted data, now you no longer need it. So kindly close it. Kindly close it over here. Instead of closing at the end, close it. That's a good habit that once you do not need a scanner object, you should accept the data. You should close it immediately. We declared a scanner object over here. We accepted the data. I no longer need this particular input now. So we should close the double. Okay. So what is the value of the double? The double means accept the number with decimal places such as 1.23, 3.45, 6.89. Okay. Your CGPA is 2.3. Your CGPA is 9.81. For that, I use something called as a double. Is it clear? So point number 1, declare a scanner object, accept the data, close the scanner object. So how do I close it? This particular object dot close. This particular object dot close. So have a look at this particular code and tell me what are your doubts. 2 minutes. Whatever is your doubt, type it. In case you have any doubts, type it fast. Difference between double and float. Float is 7 decimal places, double is 15 decimal places. Double stands for 15 decimal places, float stands for 6 decimal places. Is it clear? So point number 1, declare the variable. Kindly look at this. What is the question? Accept the temperature in Celsius and convert it into Fahrenheit. Okay. So point number 1, declare the variable. This is the first step. Point number 2, declare the scanner class. Where is the scanner class available? Scanner class is available in java.util.scanner. Clear? Point number 3. Accept the data for the Celsius. Yeah, you have done it. Accept the data for the Celsius. Point number 4. Why we should use this input dot close? Because once I declare an object, Java says that the object should be closed. And how do I close this particular object name dot close. If this is declared as S, I should say S dot close. Clear? Understood? Now for scientific calculation, if you need a precision with 15 decimal places, I will use double. If I need 6 decimal precision, I will use float. Any other question? Once you create an object, you should close it. Once you create an object, you should close it. It is something like this. You in a bank, you started a transaction of transferring the money from one account to another. Okay, so I identified both the accounts. Now open the transaction, transfer the money. Don't leave the transaction open for the hackers to explore it. So your transaction should be closed immediately. So I'm immediately closing it over here instead of closing it at the end. I close it immediately because I do not need now this particular input because my data is already there in Celsius, which I will use it and do the necessary calculation. Is it clear? So the thumb rule is open the object as late as possible, close it as early as possible. Clear? Okay. Divyanshu, the explanation will always be in English. Yes, the recording of this will be made available. There will be a drive available in which my class notes and the recordings will be available. You can go through it, and in case you have any doubts, you could ask me. Clear? Okay. Now there was, if you look at the code, there is something called as 9.0 divided by 5.0. Why I did it? Let me explain this. Okay, pay attention, all of you. What will 1 upon 2 give me? 0. What will 1.0 divided by 2 give me? This is double, this is int. So double upon int will be double. Hence answer will be 0.5. Clear? 3 upon 2 will be 1. 3 divided by 2.0 will be int divided by double. So when you have int divided by double, int will be converted into double. Hence we get the answer as 1.5. And 1.0 divided by 2.0 will also give me double. So answer will be 0.5. Is it clear to you, everyone? Is it clear to you? Kindly remember, this particular semester is all about coding, coding and coding. Clear? Understood? Your first year should be good in coding. Your second year should be good in data structures. And your third year, when the companies come, should be the combination of coding along with the data structure. So work as hard as possible. Some of you may need to work 1 hour, some of you may need to work 4 hours, but you have to work hard. Okay, so let's continue. Share. First code is over. As I said, This semester the papers will be hard and you should work very hard. So let's start with the next example. Okay, kindly pay attention. No help given to you. No help. Okay, no help will be given to you. Kindly concentrate only on the Java because I can only guide you about the coding languages. The question that is asked is something like this. You are supposed to accept the radius and the length of the cylinder. You are supposed to accept the radius and the length of the cylinder. So what I did, I declared two variables, radius and length. And what I am supposed to accept, I am supposed to accept the radius and length. So what I did, I declared length is equal to input dot next double, radius is equal to next dot double. So if you look at it, first step, import this. Second step, declare the variable. Third step, declare the object. Fourth step, accept the data. What is the fifth step? Close it. Okay, what is the next step? I want you to calculate area and volume. So kindly go to the net, find the formula, write the code only for finding the area and the volume and write the code. Only write the code for length and the radius. Kindly pay attention. All the information will be, only way of communication will be the mail. So kindly check your mail daily, morning as well as in the evening before you sleep. All the information from me will be shared on the mail. So if I'm giving certain location for you, that location will be shared on the mail. Yes, Vishal, even if you don't close it, your output won't be affected. But your memory is leaking. Somewhere in the memory, you have not closed it. So someone can access it. So you should always close it. It is not about running the program. It is about understanding whether you are in a position to close it or not. Divanshu, assume that you want to transfer a fee to Chitkara. You open a transaction. Will you keep it open continuously? No. As soon as the transaction is over, what will bank do? Bank will close it. Why bank closes it? So that that particular resources which are available in the memory shouldn't be accessible to anyone else. That's why they close it immediately. And that's why I'm closing it. See, I'm opening it as late as possible. I have never declared this right at the beginning. Yes or no? I declared it when it was necessary. When it was necessary to accept this. So I declared it over here. When I closed it, immediately after this. Even if you write this over here, the program will run. If you copy this, paste it here, it will work. But then what is happening is you're opening it as early as possible, which is not a good sign for the developer. Ishita, doesn't show error doesn't mean that you are a good program. Doesn't show error means what has happened? Your compiler is ignoring it. That's it. Even if you don't close it, it will work. But then what is happening? It is still available in the memory. So imagine you are working in a project, that project is running 365 days, 24/7, such as a banking application, and you write this particular code. Do some reading about system.out. Okay. Atinder Mishra, kindly tell me what is this package Java practice? Kindly tell me, because I haven't taught you this, because I haven't started with Eclipse. What is this package java.practice? Kindly do not type anything which you don't know. Vishal, I haven't taught you next line, so kindly do your self-study from the book. Kindly pay attention. Right now we are only discussing integer and double. When we will be discussing string, I'll be coming to it. If we use something like this, java.util.star, then what is happening? Everything from this util package is available for me, which I don't want. So I have written only import java.util.scanner. All the classes from the util will be available to me, which I don't want. I want only scanner to be available in my program. Hence I wrote only scanner. It's a very bad practice. No, star doesn't take more memory. Star doesn't take more memory. No. Star is actually banned when you are writing the code in the company, because it clearly indicates that you are not conveying to the other developers which classes you want to use. Hence, star is not used. Yes, each and every line should end with a semicolon, except for the main function. Any other questions? Okay. So what I did was something like this. No, if you write star or scanner, it doesn't affect the speed of your execution. It only, when you write a star, it is indicating that you do not know much about the packages available in util. So you are telling the other students as well as other people that I do not know what I want to use. I only know something called as a scanner. So do not use a star. Make a good habit. Even if you write a star, it will work. But that indicates a poor judgment. Okay. So what I did, kindly look at my code. When I use the star along with the package, it means all the packages. When I use star in the context of the operator, it will be treated as an operator. So we have double area, we have double volume. We calculated the area as radius into 3.14. Okay, this is a bad practice. I shouldn't be writing something like this. I should have declared a constant. But since I haven't taught you how to declare a constant, that's why I wrote this over here. Okay. So this is an area, and I calculate the volume as area into length. Okay, area into length, and then I display the contents of the area, I display the contents of the volume. So this is, so step 1, declare scanner, declare variable, open the scanner, accept the data, close the scanner. Okay, kindly pay attention to my coding practices. Kindly pay attention. Radius and length were declared right at the top. Then what I did, I used a scanner, accepted the data, closed it. You may ask, can I declare the variable right at the top? Yes. But I prefer using it where you want to use it. So just before calculating the area and the volume, what I did, I declared these two variables. I did the necessary calculation and I displayed the contents. Even if you cut it and paste it, still it will work. Still it will work. So some of them declare the variables right at the top. I declare where I want to use it. Clear? Next example. Write a program that reads a number in feet and converts it into meter. Display the result. Display the result. 1 foot is equal to 0.305 meter. 0.305 meter. Need a solution in 3 minutes. So let's check out Tanisha's code. Public class calc, public static void main, system, enter the length in feet, scanner, double feet, obj.next double, close, obj meter, feet into 0.3, system dot out dot print line, value in meters. Okay, second solution, java.util, public class Celsius. What is the class name? Celsius. What is your program doing? Feet and meters. Not good enough.
एक्चुअली मैं पूरा इसमें कर रहा हूँ ना,
No
तो
mistakes. Do not make mistakes.
न्यू फाइल बनाऊँ मतलब हर एक उसके लिए.
Yes, you should change the name of the class because that class name itself indicates. Assume that you are working in an organization. That code should be that good. Do not assume anything. Scanner should have been declared after system.out.println. Performance wise, I'm telling. Otherwise, if you run the code, you will get full marks. But let's not discuss about the full marks. Let's talk about how you should work in organization. This should be after this. Double meter 0. Wonderful. Good. Good. Scanner. Class name Celsius. Not good. Any other? Chitkara. What has Chitkara to do with class degree, class Celsius? Okay. Your class name should be meaningful. Do not write this class name. Your class name should be something like, what is this program all about? Converting feet to meters. So write feet to meters. Your program name should be self-explanatory. Do not give A, B, C, D, some random names. Foot to meter. Okay, finally I got some good name. Beta, double quotes में है कि single quote में है? Sorry, this double is capital or single lowercase? See, here you have said double lowercase, here you have said double uppercase.
वो सही है यार.
It should be lowercase because it has got a different meaning. This particular semester will be bombarded with lot of concepts. Okay, so if you don't study for a day or two, you will lag behind. Okay, got some answers. Some of you are written well. Always give a meaningful name. Okay, for example, main. This is a very bad programming practice. Okay, this is a very bad programming practice. This is a programming practice you will follow if you do it in an online compiler. If you use an online compiler, then compulsorily it should be main. Use any online compiler, it says that the class name should always be main. Clear? Understood? Otherwise, you should always give a meaningful name. Okay, so here I will teach you one concept. And that is, what did the program say? 1 foot is equal to 0.305 meters. So what I did was, I declared something called as a constant. So how you can declare a constant? The constants are declared using the keyword called as final. What do you mean by constant? You cannot change the value. You cannot change the value. So how I should write a constant? The keyword is final. Then the data type, double. Why double? Because it is value with a decimal place. Then constants are written in uppercase. So what you should write? Meters per foot. Make it as meaningful as possible and give the value. Now, can I change the contents of this particular variable? No. Why? Because of this keyword final. Understood? Now what I will do, I will accept the temperature. Okay, so this scanner shouldn't have been here. This scanner should have been here. Okay, and then this particular close I have not written, my bad, should be over here. Clear? So what is this program illustrating? The program is illustrating how to declare a constant using a keyword final, data type, and this should be in capital. Even if you type it in lowercase, it is fine, but the convention for the developer says it should be in capital. Second thing is, you accept the value in feet. See, this is a variable. This is a variable. Feet is a variable. You can change the contents of it. And then finally, I convert it. I calculate the meters by saying feet into meters per foot and display the content. This feet is equal to so many meters. You have any doubt over here in this particular program? If you have, you can type it in the chat window. I'll wait for a minute, otherwise I'll continue with the next example. Okay, next example. I'll be asking the question. After 30 seconds, you should write the answer in the chat window. Clear? So, public class test, double I is equal to 50, double K is equal to I plus 50, double K is equal to I plus 1, system.out.println, J is J, K is K, and so on. So, will this program run or not when you compile the code? Will this program run or not when you compile the code? That's the question. Yes, final is predefined. Final is predefined. Final along with the variable name means it's a constant whose value cannot be changed in the code. Okay, next question. Now someone else's code has been given to you. Since you are a Java developer, you are claiming to be, you have to write a program. Will the program run or not? Since it is no, since most of you have said no, kindly tell me what are the mistakes. Nishkar says it will run. Kindly type your errors. Point number 1, if you look over here, public class test. Do we have any, kindly pay attention. Do you have any error in the first line? Do you have any error in the first line? Public class test. No. Public void main. What is missing? Static is missing. Static is not defined. Static is not defined. Yes or no? So first mistake, static is missing. This S should be capital. This S should be capital. Okay, double I is equal to 50.0. Do we have any error in this? No, no error. Double K is equal to I plus 50.0. Do we have any error in this? No. Double J is equal to K plus 1. Do we have any error in this? No. And then the program should run. So point number 1, static is missing. Point number 2, S should be in capital. S should be in capital. Is it clear to you? Next question. I have said double radius is equal to input dot next double, but I enter the answer from the keyboard as 5A. What will happen? What will happen? Will the program run and take only 5? Or will the program give an error when you run the code? See, I compiled it, I am executing it. It will give me a runtime error because input dot next double is perfectly fine, but when I enter, I am typing 5A. Okay? Okay? So if I enter 5A, what error it will give me? That you have to tell me. You have to tell me the error. So kindly go open your program, write double radius is equal to input dot next double, execute it, type 5A and tell me what error it is going to give me. Input mismatch exception. Good. Next question. Are there any performance difference between the following two import statement? Import java.util.scanner and import java.util.star. No. Which are the valid identifiers? Which are the following valid identifiers? That means it is asking you what are the valid variable name. So point number 1, mice, test, $4, apps, x, y, radius, these are all valid variable name. You cannot have a plus in the variable, you cannot have a minus, you cannot have a hash, you cannot have a hash. Class is a keyword, public is a keyword, int is a keyword, you cannot use as a variable name. These are invalid because they cannot contain this operator. These are invalid because these are the keywords. Okay, so your variable names valid are only this one. Kindly fix the errors in this code. Kindly fix the errors in this code. Int I is equal to k plus 2, system.out.println. What changes I should make in my program? K is not defined. So first step is we should declare a k. Okay. So we should declare int k and initialize it with some value. Then I should say int I is equal to k plus 2. What I'm saying is something like this. Now my question is, will the program compile? Yes, no. Will the program compile? Yes, no. No, it cannot. So we have to initialize the value. Let's give the value as 10. Now will the program compile? Int k is equal to 10, int I is equal to k plus 2, system.out.println. Yes. So kindly remember that you have to declare a variable as well as initialize this. The first step is called declaration of the variable. Equal to 10 means assigning the value. Equal to 10 means assigning the value. Given the following code, this code will not compile. You have to fix this particular code. No, k doesn't have a default value. Whenever you declare a local variable in a class in Java, it doesn't have a default value. You have to explicitly initialize it. You have to explicitly initialize it. It won't take a garbage value like C. C takes a garbage value, but Java, no, you'll have to explicitly assign the value. Okay, so int I is equal to j equal to k equal to 2. What it is saying is, I want to assign 2 to k, that value should be assigned to j, that value should be assigned to r. This is possible only once you have declared it. So what you should do, you should declare the variable ijk, and on the next line you should say I is equal to j is equal to k is equal to 2. Or you should say int I is equal to 2, comma j is equal to 2, comma k equal to 2, something like this. Either you do this or you do this. Or you can say int I, comma j, comma k, and then
चलो 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 चलो
line you could say.
चलो जल्दी चलो.
Declare an integer constant size with the value 20. What it means? Final int size equal to 20. Final is a keyword, int is a data type, size is a constant whose value cannot be changed. Is it clear? Understood? Okay. Regarding the link where you can access this particular node along with the video lectures, that information will come on the mail. Okay. This is the link where you'll be daily joining the class at 11 o'clock. Is it clear? You all can leave now. That will be the end of the class. Word document will be provided. Word document will be provided for the study. You can go through it. Tomorrow I will tell you the books which you should download for reading the contents. Is it clear? I hope Coding Ninja is available to you. See, we have over here participant list. Okay, so from there it automatically keeps track of the student. Okay, it tells me who has opened the monitor. Is coding. The class timings are 11 o'clock. It will go on till 12, 12:10. Okay, in case Coding Ninja Java course is not available, I will just have a word with them so that it will be available to you. But today evening it should be available. Any other query you have? Both the courses, Coding Ninja's Java as well as AWT, should be visible to you. so that I could take the questions from there in case you have any doubt. But tomorrow morning it should be shared. Size is a constant. In case I tell you declare a constant called as pi, then it should be final int, final double pi in capital equal to the value. No email through Drive. Through Drive. Email you should check for any kind of information that is sent by the faculty. For example, there is a change in the link. It will be coming there. Yes, you all can leave. Everyone can leave. In case you don't have any questions, you can leave. Class will be here only from 11 o'clock till 12:10. Yes, I'll ensure that the notes are available to you. And the Coding Ninja is open as early as possible. Which concept you want me to teach?
पार्स भाई इसमें डालनी यार पता कैसे लगता है डलती भी डल जाएगी
Overflow, yes, overflow will be there.
Yes,
I haven't taught overflow till now.
No.
Overflow till now. When I'll be teaching overflow, that time I'll be teaching. Yes, you all can leave. In case you have any questions, I'll take it in the next 2 minutes.
हेलो सर, एक्सक्यूज मी सर.
Yes.
सर फिजिकली क्लास होगा सर? फिजिकली जो कल हुआ था सर कॉलेज में सर, ऑफलाइन.
वो तो 3 बजे है ना बेटा.
मतलब वो तो होगा ना सर, वो तो बंद नहीं होगा ना
Yes.
सर? ओके सर, थैंक यू सर.
Yes, it is necessary to write a public so that it can be accessible to the outside world. Because ultimate aim is to write a code and it should be shared to someone else.
हेलो सर, एक्सक्यूज मी सर.
Yes.
सर क्लास तो सर वो बाय डिफॉल्ट पब्लिक ही होता है ना सर? मतलब सर क्लास
नहीं, डिफॉल्ट होता है. जावा में डिफॉल्ट होता है.
पब्लिक ही होता है सर वो?
नहीं, डिफॉल्ट होता है.
ओके सर. सर ओके सर, थैंक यू सर.
आप पैकेज पढ़ लो. पैकेज नहीं पढ़ के आए हो, हाफ नॉलेज है, इसलिए बहुत डेंजरस है.